Hi, you guys, and welcome back again to another episode of Show and Tell with me, Carrie Penny, the Happy Crafty Homemaker. And holy cow, you guys, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to start off with Carrie life. This is why I didn't film last week. So Monday was a holiday. My husband was home. Tuesday, my husband was feeling a little meh. So he stayed home again. And we spent 2 days sitting in front of the sofa watching really bad horror movies and really bad supernatural documentaries. Which was amazing. Like, the sad part is that it took him being sick for us to have such a romantic couple of days. But it was romantic. It was very sweet. We had a blast. Wednesday, I had a dentist appointment. And I thought I was going in for a cleaning. But I actually had 2 appointments scheduled for the day. One was for a cleaning and one was to have my teeth essentially ground back into shape. So my dentist actually took the drill and resurfaced and replaned the tops of my back teeth. So when I bit down, my teeth were meeting properly in the back and I wasn't having to like push my jaw over to the left and then grind back at an angle, which is what I have been doing for a long time. It got worse after I had my wisdom teeth out a couple of years ago. Actually degloved one of my wisdom teeth, like literally pulled the entire gum line down, back and away, and it did not go back around the tooth. That was at my brother's wedding, I think, or like right before my brother's wedding. Yeah. Gorgeous, let me tell you. So Wednesday, I expected to be home before lunch, and I wasn't home until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Tuesday, I had Bible study, getting the rundown of my godson and his sister's schedules because I was babysitting them over the weekend, and going to the grocery store break, and then going to prayer show ministry. I honestly thought, I was like, okay, look, I'm hungry, I'm tired. The painters are at the house working on the woodwork and trim and pressure washing and all that stuff. I was like, I'm just going to go home and then I'll go grocery shopping after prayer show. Mike Pence was in town, and I guess it was Richland County, might have been City of Columbia, had the entire way, like, we have multiple north-south, like, thoroughfares. There's, like, 4. But from where I was, there was, like, I could not cross over one of them to get to my house. So I could not travel west to east in the direction of my house. And at the time when I first left my friend's house, I thought, okay, well, I can just go up to the next east-west thoroughfare, or I was right in between 2 major east-west thoroughfares. And both of those were blocked off. So I went to the grocery store, and by the time I did that, I was able to get down one to get to the interstate, but all the other ones were still closed off. And it's like, Mike Pence refused to let me go home for the day. So yeah, I didn't get home until after 3 o'clock on Thursday, and I was leaving again at 6:15. I needed to make dinner. I had picking up to do. I had normal, like, around the house stuff to take care of. So yeah, nothing happened on Thursday around here as far as filming and stuff. And then I can't remember what happened on Friday, but there was something. Troy and I were both here on Friday. No, he wasn't here Friday morning. He went into the office Friday morning, and I thought I was going to be able to film while he was gone. And something else ended up happening, and I got no filming done on Friday. Saturday was packing to go watch my godson and his sister, which, by the way, kids that, like, are more or less their own entertainment. A lot of my friends don't do TV with their kids a lot. They're a hoot. I mean, Tater Tot, I can just turn on a music channel and he's perfectly fine playing to music and stuff, but he's used to more visual engagement, and he will stop and watch like music videos. These kids were a riot. They love the Beatles. They like colors and textures, and it's like, okay, you're my kids. I'm just gonna take. But yeah, so that was Saturday and Sunday. My godson woke up at 2:30 in the morning, freaking out. We had an incident, which we're calling the sliming. So he woke up starving at 2:30 in the morning and didn't fall back to sleep till around 4:30, and I couldn't get back to sleep at that point, so I got an hour of sleep Saturday night. But I did participate in the Zoom chat, which was a lot of fun. Let's see, Sunday. Then yesterday, I spent the day cleaning. It had been like 2 weeks since I had done a lot of these things. I did a lot of dusting. And I'm finally starting to bring things down that are part of my regular decor that actually last year I never brought back down after Christmas. So I don't feel too bad for it taking me so long. But anyway, that's what I did all day yesterday. So today, this is the third video I filmed today. Definitely go check out the other two. One, once you see the subject line, you will. Or the title of the video, you will. Yeah. And I'm filming today. This is my first cup of coffee. I've only had about half of it now. Kind of hard to talk and drink, but I started filming at like 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah. I was gonna take a break and eat lunch or brunch or something. But I was like, nah, I'm just gonna push through. I'll push through all the filming. When I'm done eating, I can edit the yarn bingo video and get that up. Get the giveaway video up. This shouldn't take too much editing for this video, hopefully. Barring like something stupid happening, which once again, I'm not going to discount. It is me. Anywho. So yeah, it's been wackadoo here. I have stories for you guys. I have whips. I have finished objects. I have acquisitions and warnings and yeah. This is what happens when I don't film for 2 weeks. So I did bring my my craft journal up here, or tracking journal. I have now finished 37 projects in 2019. I have not weighed the last one and done a total, but I was at 146 ounces and some change so far for the year. 11 dishcloths, 1 blanket, 3 shawls, and 7 hats. My ounces, is it 800 ounces? It doesn't say, just 50 pounds of yarn. So I think that's 800 ounces. So, I'm probably about at 150 now, because this is a pretty heavy whip that I cast off yesterday, or bound off yesterday. So I'm probably between 150 and 160 on the ounce count. Not too bad. Not too shabby. I have not done a whole lot of other crafting though, so I am falling way behind on my 50-pound goal there. Yeah. So everything is in a laundry basket pretty much from where I filmed my yarn bingo video. So, I mean, literally laundry basket full of projects. I took this basket around last night and went down my yarn bingo thing and just literally grabbed everything across the house because these were scattered across the house. So anyway. On to, let's go with finished objects first. So if you follow me on Instagram, you have already seen this, but this is my version of the Crafty Jackalope hat. It's supposed to be stockinette all the way up, but I'm calling it the Crafty Jackalope hat because it's the one I keep talking about. It's in a collection of 4 hats published by the Crafty Jackalope. It's supposed to be stockinette all the way up, but I did add pearl rose in there to add even more dimension. I really like the way the top turned out with the pearl ridge there. I used Premier as the worsted weight And this is a thread with sequins from Hobby Lobby that I got on clearance. And I was really worried because so many of my sequins, this is the inside side, so many of my sequins appeared to be hanging out on the inside of the hat. So I was really worried like I wasn't getting enough sequins on the front. But the more it gets worn and stretched and played with and stuff, the more they pop out. But I picked this combination because I really like the way the purples played together. And then as soon as I started knitting it, I adored the way those blue sequins popped off the purple yarn. So this was a lot of fun. Of course, now it's like today's high is 78, tomorrow's like 65, or 68, 65, and then next week we're back in the 70s again. So I think winter is done until mid-March, and then we'll have like 2 more weeks of what just happened, and then it'll be back to so that'll be for next year, or I'll donate it or something else. I really like it, but I own a lot of hats and we don't have a whole lot of winter here. Anyway, I did another boxy dishcloth. I have not woven in my ends yet. While Troy was here sick and we were watching all of our movies, I did a lot of just finishing work on things, or not finishing work, but finishing items. And this was one of the ones I finished with that. This is the Knit Picks Dishy. So I told you when I finally used it, I would let you know what I thought of it. It's dishcloth cotton. It is more tightly spun, so it feels more like a cording as you're working with it than like sugars and cream and things like that. But I didn't think it was different enough to be different. I mean, it is dishcloth cotton, if that makes any sense. I will have a major acquisitions video coming up. Part of it's Krista's fault and part of it's Becky over at Funny Farm Crochet. Krista at The Secret Yarnery. It's their fault. Kind of. Really. I've been wanting to know what the ice cotton that Krista loves so much, what that feels like. So I ordered a pack of that. I got a couple packs of Savor and Favorite, so I can compare those to the big box acrylics here in the US. I'm hoping one's more like a Vanna's Choice and one's more like Super Savor. I am also on the hunt for a color that is like Krista's Bougainvillea Pink, where it's a hot pink but not neon. So finding that perfect azalea pink, if you live in the Southeast like I do. Lots and lots of azaleas, some of them already blooming. I'm trying to find that perfect yarn, and I'm trying to find it in a line that I can regularly source, because that's one of my favorite shades of pink. And ironically, seemed to be the color of the Oscars this year. I didn't watch the Oscars. I did think it was a shame that the best dress on the red carpet appeared to be worn by a dude. Come on, ladies. Really? But that tuxedo dress was phenomenal. I mean, it was a gorgeous design. I was absolutely floored. That's the kind of thing where I'd be like, I'm wearing that. I like that. But yeah, so I did get that, and I got one package of the bamboo Krista got because I wanted to try that. I really enjoy working with bamboo. And then Becky over at Funny Farm Crochet went and told me there was another 30% off coupon for Premiere. So I got some more of the mystery bags. I also placed an order with Michaels, and I'll share with you what I got there. Because I got their like Joy DK ball, and there's a pattern I plan on doing with it. And I got some Kai, which I'm going to be very visible with whatever I do with that. Anyway, so there will be a huge acquisition thing, and one of them will be another cotton to try. I'm hoping it's more like a brushed cotton, which I have used that I like. but we'll see. I will let you guys know exactly what it feels like. Anyway, next finished object. I'm only 3 objects in. I have a bunch of acquisitions. Oh my goodness, excuse me. I have a bunch of acquisitions to talk about anyway. I have a story to tell you anyway. And I'm 15 minutes in and only on my 3rd project. So this is another one that got finished during movie days. It is a big old baby blanket. I started it not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before and had it done on Tuesday. It's a corner to corner using 2.5 balls of Premier Puzzle. I cannot remember the colorway, but I got the inspiration to do a corner to corner with it from Hannah over at the Cozy Cottage Crochet. And then I used Mikey, his corner to corner border, which I've not had success in the past with being happy with my borders. This one I like. So use Mikey's border. But I love the way these colors look. I have 3 more balls of puzzle that are in a red, yellow, cream, pink kind of theme. But yeah, so got that. Headband. Yay. So many eons ago, some of you who knit and crochet might remember the Calorimeter Headband that was published in the Knitty magazine online. This is a crocheted version of it. It is called Calorimeter, I think, or calorimetry. But this is using part of my leftover hopscotch yarn. And it's the perfect width for my little ears. I did shorten it by like 2 rows total. I haven't put a button on it yet. But this is that Carrie in a colorway. I would love to have a dyer dye a colorway that is just me. Unfortunately, it'd probably be speckled with these colors. Anyway, another finished object. Squiggle Kids Hat. So this is Premier Go Team in Blue Friday, which those of you who are on a Zoom chat, when I said it was a stupid name, I still say it's a stupid name, but I found out what Blue Friday is. Blue Friday is the Friday during football season where Seahawk fans all wear their gear. Stupid name, right? Anyway, this is the, I just had it. I know it starts with a D. Oh well. The links are below. You can also go to my Ravelry page and find everything. But this is that hat. I increased my chains to 40, but kept the kid size for the rows. I really like the sprinkles. I mean, come on. I've already got another one. It'll use up the last of this yarn, hopefully, or most of it. But yeah, that'll be another hat that I send to Billy, the Crafty Floridian, with her hat drive. I'm going to end up doing a dedicated video before I send her a box. She said she's probably going to do her next in August. So they've got them. The new students will all have new hats. Anyway, unless she finds another school that needs hats immediately or finds another group that needs kids' hats immediately, I'll probably do a dedicated video before I send her the box and go through all these hats and all these patterns and what I thought, what I liked, what I didn't like. Clearly, this is a pattern I really like. I discovered it because of Summer's Tips and Stitches, and I'm in love. I am in love. And ironically, when I went looking for hat patterns a couple weeks ago to do with the neon yarn, I found the pattern on Ravelry and was like, ooh, that's the hat that Summer did. Anyway, there's that short row hat. I had never done crocheted short rows like this before. Oops, that's my whip hat. Where's my faux hat? This is also using that Blue Friday yarn, but you can see the crocheted short rows and how they... I've done knitting patterns very similar, but I had never done crochet like this. This also uses the ribbing, and then really cool because it's worked obviously this way. The border of the hat is done in single crochet, so you always end with these down here, so you get this perfect smooth band to your hat. Everything smoosh up at the top. It looks super messy up there, but it's really not. It's where everything kind of came together, and because I used variegated, it makes it look weirder. But really enjoyed this. Don't remember the name of it. It's something child's hat. This is the only size in the pattern, but I think this would be fairly easy to remake for an adult size. I can hear Pippin crying. He doesn't realize he can come back upstairs this way. Because I've been painting the back doors, I left through the small door to put things up from my other videos, and he followed me out down through the front of the house, and then I had to come and grab something that was in the living room. So he thinks he's still locked away from me and just hears my voice, so he keeps crying. But he's in the hallway downstairs, like certainly he can hear me. Pippin! Curzon's asleep underneath here, like underneath the camera stand. That's where Curzon is. But yeah, I really enjoyed the crocheted short rows. That was something very different for me. I am wearing lipstick. It's getting all over the place. I don't like matte lipstick, so bear with me. So my last finished object is hilarious. So doing Llama Mama's yarn bingo, one of the things was frog a project you're not in love with anymore. There he is. He figured it out. Pippin figured it out. Hello. So from the very beginning, I've had this marked as completed because I knew what pattern I was going to frog. And it's a shawl that I had started, as I would have normally said, eons and eons and eons ago. It's from a Vogue knitting magazine, winter 2000, I think. But when I pulled it out to frog it last night, I was finally going to sit down and frog it. I realized it's already over like 5.5 feet long. And at that point, why frog it when I just bind it off? Because it needs to be blocked still. It's 100% wool, so it's got a lot of stretch in it. So I bound off. This is a project I started in October of 2012, you guys. So I haven't blocked it clearly, but you can see it's a straight band here with a fairly, everything is also, it's not just like kinky from its knitting. It's kinky and scrunched up because it's been in a bag since 2012. But yeah, so the whole thing is like the short row ruffle, as a short row ruffle. It's a super easy pattern. I just got so bored with it, and it like started making me mad. But because it's wool, I never wanted to pull it out because wool is a little sometimes. But you can see how that's supposed to ruffle there, and it's got a stockinette or garter edge down here and up here, and then stockinette for the body. But I mean, this thing is massive, and I was just talking about this Saturday night, and Gypsy Rose was laughing at me. Yeah, she would never pull out a project that was 3/4 of the way done. I thought that's how long I still had on this. No, I bound it off. That's all I did. Unblocked. I mean, look at how big that is. I mean, I'm a big girl. Like, don't get me wrong. Even when I was skinny, I was broad. I mean, there is more than enough here to just wrap around your shoulders. I am not sure why I kept going on it. Why I didn't cast it off sooner. Because that's going to gain... It's knit this way. So that's where a lot of the stretches it's going to be in the long ways. I mean, this has the most, but good night. So I'm going to get probably another 4 inches in length, and I mean another apparent probably 1 in width. But yeah, it's been sitting there with needing 1 row, a bind off row. Now I did realize after the fact, like this is my bind off and it's a straight bind off. It did have like 2 rows of garter stitch the cast on. So I should have done this on the cast off, but really, that's all I needed to do to this project. So I ended up frogging my West Wind shawl from September, where I messed it up so bad that there was just no repairing it at that point. I kept trying to knit it thinking, oh, it's not going to bother me. Oh, it's not that. No, it. So anyway, I have not weighed this project yet. I would estimate it at probably around 18 ounces. I mean, it's pretty heavy. This is the Debbie Stoller yarn. It's the 100% wool that was part of the... That's another way to tell how old this is. This is Debbie Stoller with Red Heart collaboration. The Stitch Nation, I think was the line, was the collection. Debbie Stoller Stitch Nation. It's not I Love You. I can't remember what it is though. But it is the 100% wool in Chianti. I bought it on super uber clearance. So that tells you, like, we know I cast this on October of 2012. I already had this yarn in my stash for a little while by then. And I still, like, I'm story time over. Rant time, story time over. Whatever you want to call that. So yeah, I'm going to soak it and block it eventually. I have a stack of stuff that needs to be soaked and blocked. Oh. Croissant's being so cute. He's my regal, majestic beast. So anyway, on to whips. So I'm going to call this finished for Hannah's Love Your Stash Cow, and I will get a picture of it, but I want to put a border on it still. I want a whiter, funkier white and blue border. But this will also be in the locale hosted by Debbie, the Canadian crocheter, and Karen, Happiness is Homemade. It's hosted by Debbie. Karen's moderating the Ravelry group, but it is the South Carolina state flag. I had to learn how to use Stitch Fiddle to make the graph for it. It is in single crochets. I did about halfway through learn a better method for carrying yarns up in the back. So you can see here, I mean, it doesn't look bad or anything, but you can see where it's got this nice little almost braid to it. But when you get up here, and I do have a couple more ends to weave in here, where it's more just the side of the stitch and you don't have nearly as much of the carry on the back. If you're doing this in single crochets, working on the back row to get your yarn back to the back instead of just wrapping it around, which is what I was taught to do for Crochet and Target years and years ago. Take your hook out of the stitch, when did I do it? Oh, it's when I was changing colors. So you have the 2 loops on your hook right before you finish your single crochet. You're picking up your bobbin of your next color to finish that stitch, so you have a perfect stitch. Before you do that though, take your hook out of the first loop, bring your yarn from the front to the back between the 2 stitches. And it's completely seamless from the front. Cats, don't fight under my camera stand. Pippin. Pippin. Stop it. Is Pippin being a jerk? Stop it. Hold on. Anywho, it made the back look a lot better for this. I'm very happy with the way it's turning out. It's super saver, so it's super stiff. So I will need to block it, but I will wait till I get a final border on it before I block it. But technically finished. I could end it here. For Hannah's cowl, I will. This is stash yarn. It's actually scrap yarn. It's left over from 2 other projects. But yeah, so I will probably I'll lay it out real nice, do a picture for Hannah's cowl, and over the next month, because I've got till April 1st with the low cowl, figure out what I want to do with it to finish it off. So there's that. Well, that's a whip that needs to come back over here. I'm working on another of the squiggle hats. And this is my last ball of this Go Team. I do have the Christmas color one. I still don't think that'd be right. I do have a basket that I've combined a whole bunch of yarns that I have to do more hats. Is that my stomach? Holy cow, I'm hungry. Lent is coming up, and last year my goal was to do 3 hats every week during the entirety of Lent. As I keep falling out of focus. See, now the sun, it's getting later in the morning. So now the sun is like coming around. Ow. My nails are really brittle and keep snapping off every time I hit them. So yeah, I'm getting the like hazy focus thing. It doesn't help that my glasses keep casting shadows. So I do want to do more hats. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all for Billy, if I'm going to do some more, to donate to the homeless shelter and to we have a group here called Clean of Heart. They are run by a group of Catholic women under Catholic Ministries for the Diocese of Charleston. But they run a laundromat for homeless people to come and do their laundry at. And that's a great distribution point for things like hats. So I gave a whole bunch of them to them this fall that I made during Lent last year. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure whose hats are going to go where, but the goal is to I will probably do 3 hats again this year. Just because that gives me an opportunity to work on my projects too. Most hats kids hats I can get done in a day crocheted. Knitting, the longest one would be like a watchman's cap, and I can do that over the course of like 2 or 3 days, but that's a great car project too. So I've already set aside a basket with blue, green, yellow, black. I had an order. The yarn for it for the last couple of hats last 2 hats didn't get here until yesterday. I had a real delay on a Joann's package. It took 3 weeks to get here. So I probably will use that to make something else. The order got canceled because it took so long to get the yarn here. My Joann's was completely sold out of Black Vanna's Choice. My Michael's almost never has their Vanna's Choice optimally stocked. It is something they normally carry, but it can be all over the place. So anyway, I dropped that into a basket. So I've got a whole basket of stuff that's specifically set aside to make more hats. And I have another bin that is set aside to make more hats. So I'm looking forward to getting that started. Last thing to discuss. Speaking of Hannah at the Cozy Cottage Crochet, I have finally started my frost shawl. I'm using Downton Abbey. I do not understand it because there is a cobalt color, but this is Sapphire Sparkle. To me, that is very green. That is true to color. You can look, I know Terry over at Yarn Joy got some of this too in her mystery bags. Yeah. So I've got 6 balls of, I'm going to call it Emerald Sparkle because it is so green. Look up, it goes purple and you can really tell how green that is. Then I've got 3 balls. 3 balls of the all silver one. Not the white and silver, but the silver and silver. So the bottom band on this will actually be silver. I have no idea what I'm going to wear it for because I'm making it so dressy. I mean, that's very, very dressy. But it's really pretty. It is really, really pretty. March is going to be fairly warm, it looks like, until we hit our, like, second winter for 2 weeks. Acquisitions! Yeah! Oh, by the way, this is, I can't remember if I brought this in here last video or not, but this is the heart. I mean, no, I couldn't have because I haven't filmed since before Valentine's Day, right? Yeah, because last Thursday was Valentine's Day. Yeah, so I made this for my husband. That was his Valentine. He got that and a dinner. He likes pork chops, so I got him pork chops. We didn't even drink wine this year. All right. Acquisitions are fun. So, got my knit crate. Maybe mine is reading differently than everybody else's. Everybody else keeps saying this is blue. To me, mine looks very periwinkle purple. I mean, this is definitely a lavender shirt. I mean, it's a blue or purple, but to me, it's purple. Electric Abalone. I liked all the colors this month, so got that. I'm how pretty. Can't remember what I thought of the patterns. I opened this and then like immediately put it to the side. The Bella Askew, the crochet pattern, I really like. Yeah, okay. I do think I'm gonna come back and do this. I mean, how pretty, really. But it's gonna have to wait. I still want to do my December knit crate with the hat and gloves and that sugar worsted. I really want to do that. And I've got one more project that's going to take brains, which means I'll only be able to do it on like Wednesdays and Thursdays. So this is going to have to wait, but really like my color and I do like that pattern. And I think the purple is going to be really pretty with that pattern. Or blue, or whatever color. I thought I had another acquisition over here. Guess not. Anyway. So, well, there's Pippin's Federico Ferret. Lord have mercy. I'm at like 40 minutes. I'm trying to rush through everything and I'm trying to not like at you, but I'm definitely kerfuffled. So many of you will know what this is because it is the accessory pouch that goes with Ella's llama bag. I finally got on her Etsy site right after she did an upload, so I was able to get the box bottom bag. I do prefer the box bottom. In the bag that had my West Wind shawl in it, you know, I had my yarn bowl in there and it was perfect to just almost tulip out. Yes, I own a bunch of fabric. I do sew. I can make drawstring bags. I like supporting other people, and other people sometimes have fabric I can't find that I really love. So, I have no problem buying things that I can make if I like the quality and the fabric. The other bag I bought from Ella has a very like cartoony retro Halloween. I mean, come on. So I've spoken a lot about Llama Mama today because I already filmed my yarn bingo catch up. But what I didn't tell you guys is I ordered some of her stitch markers. And I want to taco about it. Come on, camera. Oh, really? Come on. He's so cute. I want y'all to see him really good. There we go. Look at the fact he's even got like all of his little fillings in there and stuff. I mean, how adorable. But that's not all. I also got a little macaron. And I've already gotten his little butt dirty. Because if I didn't mess something up in the first 15 minutes I owned it, then clearly it's not mine. Can we say hi to everybody? You haven't been to Vega in a while. He's like, no, I want to stomp around and make a fuss and make a mess and be mean to Curzon because I'm being a big bully butt. And excitingly enough, I was not too late to get Z buttons. I'm sure most of y'all are already familiar with it, but 1-800-Z touch me. Touch, touch, touch. And Yarn is Life. Which, just for the record, y'all haven't known me that long. I love sugar skulls. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I love a lot of skull art. I have a decal that I made eons ago, and I was sharing it with a friend of mine, and I'm like, she's just so beautiful. And she's like, but she's dead. It's like, and I don't know why. I've always been attracted to them. And of course, you know, yarn balls for eyeballs. Come on. How could I not? But yeah, she had 3 left when I emailed her. I was able to get my Z buttons. Pretty excited about that. Sugar skulls will be going on my llama bag. And I have some books. I'm going to show you this one first. I'm kind of excited. Had good reviews. It's another interweave book. It's one I didn't have. One of my favorite, one of the common questions I'm seeing a lot is, who is your favorite designer? I don't follow designers at all, but I do, when it comes to books and magazines, follow publishers. I've had a lot of knitting magazines and crochet magazines over the years. I've done the Fons and Porter one. I've had Vogue. I've had Interweave. I've had Knit Simple. I've had Crochet World. I have a collection of vintage workbook magazines, which I adore. My favorite publisher, hands down, is Interweave. Interweave Crochet, Interweave Knits. Magazines are fantastic. I find most of their books, the extra information is fantastic. Like the, if you have a weird stitch, their explanations, their drawn diagrams are always really easy to understand. And they have a nice combination across their entire publication of classic, modern, unique, more traditional, easy, super difficult, noops. So I've always really liked their publications as a whole. So if something is published by Interweave Press, generally if I'm on the fence about it, obviously I like used books just because they're cheaper. I will, that's really pretty too. I have no problem jumping in if I don't know enough about it. This is crochet, by the way. I don't mentally, I love this. Especially in the oranges and avocados with the little pops of blue. Yep. Yep. If you're looking for, if you don't have a good pattern library and you want more books and magazines, more professionally published pieces, I would definitely go to Interweave Press. They're the ones that did the unofficial Harry Potter magazine, the unofficial Jane Austen Knits magazine. They've had an amazing combination and run of what it is that they do and they offer. So I would definitely recommend checking them out as a whole. This is called Unexpected Afghans. Innovative crochet designs with traditional techniques by Robin Kashakula. I don't, once again, don't follow designers. So, definitely excited. I don't know when I'll get to working. I mean, even that diamond pattern on the front. Come on, guys. I mean, that's like a classic traditional quilt. Just like the ones on the inside that I was showing, but so pretty. And that would be so pretty playing with tone on tone. But yeah, so I got that. And this last one, I have made no bones about my inability to make amigurumis. Well, I need the knitting needle, not the... I have one amigurumi that I think has turned out really well. I don't want to get up and show y'all my tush. And that would be this big head doll. And I've made multiple big head dolls, and all of them turned out fantastic. And the trick for me with this was the pattern was written perfectly. It told you exactly where to place everything. It told you exactly why you did short rows, where you did them. This is a little rough, but I mean, everything with this guy was done perfectly. The only things I had to join were his arms, his head, and his eyes. Like that. So super simple pattern. And then his head is the right size to fit any infant hat. I do have a collection of Laura Teague's Weeby doll patterns. If you're not familiar, it's a very similar style doll to the big head doll. Slightly... Pippin, leave that cable alone. I have the wax warmer on, and he keeps trying to play with the wheel on the cable. I had to refilm an entire video earlier because he kept... I was only like 5 minutes in, but still like... Anyway, so that's like the only amigurumi I've ever had turn out right now. Like the softy pillows, the anthropomorphic kawaii pillows I've had success with, but they're flat design, flat construction, more color work, less applique, and a lot of what makes them what they are the giant eyes and their construction. So that being said, I had to have the book. Look at how, I mean, and that is so much more sewing. So much more sewing. Let's see if I can get the meter 8 books. But look at how cute these are. I'm in love with that little phoenix up there. And I really think these two are so cute. But I really want to get better. And I have some really cool patterns. This isn't my only softy book. But I want to try. One of you guys, I can't remember who it was. I don't think it was Jacqueline. But one of you, lovely subscribers, was telling me you're doing 12 amigurumis for 2019, which is incredibly impressive since I can't do anything but a big head doll, essentially. So yeah, I'm going to try to make something from this year. Oh, just look, Crystal. He's so cute. I took another book that's a color theme, and I can't remember what it is. But come on, little goblin. Look at that face. Anyway, I'm not very good at making softies. I never have been. I'm not a very good hand sewer. So anything that involves sewing versus stitching together. But, I mean, his arms don't. Not all of these are sewn on. Not all of them appear to be sewn on, though. A lot of them appear to be done separately and then crocheted into the piece. Which that would help me a lot. I'm better at that. But we'll see. The painters are painting the front of the house, so I keep getting flash notifications if there's movement at my front door. Anyway, 40 minutes at least. Might be 50 or 60. But I didn't film last week. I didn't get to tell you all these things last week, so I will forgive myself a little bit for that. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I have no idea what order my videos are going to be posted in. I have no idea when things are going to go up. I do have a video that shows a large portion of my whips and finished objects for the entire month for the Yarn Bingo video. There is a giveaway. I am pulling things together for my 500 subscriber giveaway, which will be primarily from my stash. So there'll be some things you can't buy anymore. There'll be some things that are discontinued colors. And then there'll be some things that are fairly recent but may or may not be discontinued. So, and if you've seen my gift boxes, then you know I am fairly decent at sharing the wealth and giving you enough of any one yarn to create an actual project with it. So hopefully whoever wins my 500 subscriber giveaway enjoys that. But right now we are still on 400 subscribers. So please go check out that video if it's up. Keep an eye out for it if it's not. And I hope you guys take care. Have an amazing week, an amazing weekend whenever this video goes live. And I will see you guys real soon. Bye.